stamps.com/TV and never go to the post office again.
McMulkin Corvette is the largest new Corvette dealer in the world. That's right, the largest Corvette dealer in the world. Located in Nashua, New Hampshire, McMulkin Corvette ships vehicles nationwide. Experience why thousands of Corvette owners throughout the U.S. have chosen McMulkin. Contact our dedicated Corvette team today and see for yourself how...
Keeping up with the Joneses. All right, stay with Newsmax. New to the Street is next. Have a great day.
Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private blockchain companies, the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators, bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. Mikra is a biological wellness and consumer wellness company. And with me is the CEO, Faraz Jamal, to talk about Mikra. And then the parent company is Linqtos, right? So we'll explain that corporate relationship a little bit. But let's start with Mikra. And I mean, it was really interesting to read about it because you're working with wellness on the cellular level.
Yep.
So explain what you're doing.
Yeah, so I always say that Mikra is a biological sciences company first and a consumer wellness company second. And how I explain that is essentially we work with the most bioactive compounds humanly possible, and then we pair it with our direct-to-cell technology. So we ensure that those bioactive compounds actually make it directly into your bloodstream and absorbed by your body.
Okay, so is this a pill that you take? Or?
No, we call it actually a nutraceutical gel.
Okay, so how does it work?
Yeah, so once you actually ingest what we call self, it goes through your body and it's absorbed in your jejunum, just slightly lower in your small intestine, directly by having your cells basically signaled and then allowing them to be absorbed directly.
So how do I absorb it? Do I drink it like a powder or what?
No, it's actually more like, think of it more as like a nut butter. So you just put it into your spoon or into your smoothie and just drink it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And so now explain the science behind it. Like, what does it do? How does it help with wellness?
Yeah, so we feel that that health actually starts at a cellular level. So at the most microscopic level, that's where Mikra's products are meant to actually impact your health. So I always describe your health as a still pond. And if you throw in like a really, really large rock, you start to see these reverberations just work out from where the rock hit in the pond. That's exactly how Self, Mikra's first flagship product, works. So once you do take it, it creates a whole bunch of chain reactions at a cellular level that can have impacts on your brain, your cardio, as well as your skin and your digestive health. So we essentially wanted to create total body wellness just from the microscopic level.
Okay, so it's like starting, it's almost like hydration. Like you got to start with like the basic, right? And then go from there.
That's exactly it. It's essentially cellular nutrition. So we're really excited about that. And one of the things I always ask everyone is essentially, do you take a multivitamin? And if you do take a multivitamin, the majority of the time you're thinking that it's really benefiting your health and things like that. But quite honestly, if you don't have a mineral deficiency or anything of the sort, the multivitamin's kind of lost. Like you don't really absorb it at all, and quite honestly, how much innovation have you seen on the multivitamin, right? It's still just a capsule or a powder or anything like that. So we wanted to go one step further. So Self, our first iteration of our flagship product, it affects everything. So your brain, your nervous system, your muscle, your recovery. It works very, very quickly on some, and the benefits can cascade into better recovery from workouts, better sleep, better recall, spatial awareness, a whole host of things.
Yeah, I was going to ask about like what would be the day-to-day differences that people would notice.
Yeah.
So that would be it. Now, is there a precision medicine involved? Like, how do I know that my, peanut butter, I'll call it, would be different than somebody else's? How does that work?
Yeah, so your body and your cellular system is super smart. So that's why we're actually not customizing our product to every single individual, because we feel that your body can do the work itself. We're a bunch of chemical reactions, so we're giving you the basic building blocks to make those chemical reactions. So if you're low on a particular enzyme or anything, we give you the precursor to that enzyme, and your body has the decision to whether or not it does need to manufacture that or not.
Okay, whether it needs it or not.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And now I introduced you as the parent company is Lifest,
Correct.
so which also does some other things in the wellness area.
Yep.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so Lifest is a health and wellness tech company that incubates other companies to bring them to profitability. So that's exactly what they're doing here for Mikra. They're investing heavily in Mikra because they believe in the future and the potential there, and they'll continue to incubate us all the way to profitability, and that's generally the relationship.
Okay, and just talk to me about the wellness industry in general. Like, I feel like during the pandemic, we became super aware of vitamin D and all these kind of things. I mean, is that what you're seeing from a consumer point of view?
I'm seeing a very stressed out and confused consumer.
Because of the pandemic or just life in general?
I think honestly, it's actually funny. Yeah, the pandemic was, I think it exacerbated a lot of issues. People were already stressed out, and now they're super stressed out about what's happening at a microscopic level. All the items with the vaccines and the RNA and so forth, everybody's kind of diving deeper at their health. But there's no real solution yet to actually impact your cellular health in the best way. If you walk into any store right now, you're going to be assaulted with a bunch of different supplements, and they're generally all pills, right? They're all just pseudo. They're all essentially the same. They all have roughly the same ingredients and things like that, but nobody's actually innovating on the delivery system. A lot of products right now have that liposomal type coating, which ensures that it passes through your gastric environment, which is also something that we employ with our products. But once it gets through your gastric environment, there are not a lot of products out there that have the right biological delivery system so that you are actually absorbing your health. So the pandemic has, I think, increased the total addressable market for supplements, but it's made it more crowded and more confusing. It's funny, we ran a customer survey 6 or 7 months ago, and we just asked individuals what they thought of the health and wellness industry, and a whole bunch of questions related to that. And the number one thing that stuck with me from that survey was people said that it was hard to be healthy. So we have all of these choices out there, and all this opportunity, but everybody is still finding it very, very difficult to actually be healthy. So that's what we're looking to solve. If you just have to take this one product per day and it takes 10 seconds, and then you start to feel those benefits really, really quickly, it almost makes it super simple.
And where can somebody find the products?
So right now it's primarily sold at wearemikra.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming to explain this.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Want to get linked to a really good investment? Everyone knows you have to be at the right place at the right time. So here's the deal. Linqtos is that place. And when you sign up, you'll join an awesome community of investors with access to the world's leading private companies way before they go mainstream. Are you ready to get linked to? Our unicorns are waiting. Linqtos. Private investing made simple.
Glint has developed proprietary technology that enables everyone to buy gold. Gold that's stored in Brink's vaults, insured by Lloyd's of London. With Glint's app and debit card, peace of mind is just a few taps away. It's easy to protect your hard-earned savings, and there are no minimums, hidden fees, or financial advisors required. To learn how to safeguard your future, go to glintpay.com or download Glint from your favorite app store.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland. using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Secure. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Welcome to Unstoppable Women Entrepreneurs. I'm Jane King. With me is Rhonda Swan, the co-host, who is also a women entrepreneur, unstoppable too, by the way. And we've got with us Courtney Murray, the founder of Coastal Capital. The company specializes in funding commercial business finance in the U.S. and is now focused on helping women in business grow their businesses as well. So welcome, Courtney. Great to see you. And
good to have you.
Tell us about, why did you start Coastal Capital?
Well, thank you, Jane and Rhonda, both for having me here. I'm very thankful to be here with you today. Coastal Capital was actually founded on 2 failed entrepreneurships. I'm a 3-time entrepreneur, 3rd time successful. One of the things I found when I was an early entrepreneur is undercapitalization. And when you undercapitalize, you also start divvying into your personal credit. And when I started in equipment finance, I realized that there's another arm of finance that a lot of people are not educated on. And so I became very passionate very quickly. I knew I was an entrepreneur and I wanted to do things to change that. We're not brick and mortar all out there with commercial finance. We do asset-based lending, we do leases, we do everything from working capital to SBA loans. But I am big in heavy equipment space. So as you can imagine, I work with a lot of men, agriculture, construction, logging, nationwide. One of my passions is to help women, because one of the things I was undereducated, and I want to educate more women in the business to help them with their expansions and their building their empires.
I love that, Courtney. You know, you were sharing before, what is it that makes you different than most lenders? Because this is really a big thing that people need to know about.
Yeah, it is. So one of the things, like I said, in my early entrepreneurship, I had a couple credit glitches in my 20s, and banks don't find you financeable. And so one of the biggest things that sets us aside from our competitors is that we're not a credit-based lender. We do look at the history, but we really base it on the belief system internally that we want to stamp approvals on someone who is working within their business. They have a little bit of sweat equity. They have passion. We look at everything in outside of the box, such as, is the equipment a necessity or an accessory? How long have you been in the industry? What are the strong points? And so what sets us aside is really stamping that approval for someone that other people would not. We also don't commingle personal and business credit, and so we create a business credit line for other people instead of using their personal. So if they need to get a refinance on a home, they're not showed to the tied to the debt from their business. So
I love that. And you know, you just launched a book recently, so you talk so much about women entrepreneurship and being in agriculture and big farming equipment. You're starting to change that a bit. Is that due to the book that you've launched? Tell us more about what you want to do with women entrepreneurs.
Yes, and thank you, Rhonda. Rhonda was also co-author and the creator of the book, which has been an amazing journey. So when I first took the position to write a chapter, it really had to do with me personally just kind of breaking out and getting the word out for what we did. And then I found this other avenue, these women who are looking, maybe they've been in business 5 years or 10 years, and they have never utilized the right solution for the media, getting their equipment out there. Let's say you bought a big crane, or maybe you bought a medical laser that does something very spectacular, or you want to market it somehow. One of the things that we always tell our clients is keep your money in your pocket for opportunity costs. What is the opportunity cost? So with the book, I found so many other avenues opening up that I thought, why not open up a line for these women entrepreneurs that want to market what they're purchasing, keep the capital in their pocket, keep their credit intact. Let's build a business line and let's try to create it together.
Yeah, I love this story, Courtney.
Thank
By the
you.
way, I grew up on a farm.
Did you?
I've driven a combine, all these big equipment things.
I love it.
How expensive they could be. So
they are.
So what's next for Coastal Capital?
Oh my gosh, there's so many things that are running through my mind right now, but really what's next is I want to open up, we have recently started funding our own transactions internal, just with personal money, because we've had, success over the range of years. But what we really want to do is grow that personal box so we can start looking outside of the box, not asset-based lending. We want to look at some of the exposure, maybe even outside of the United States, and open up some, lines for these women who want to create and get their name out there. Because right now, borders don't, do us justice. We have a Facebook and Instagram and everything you could think of on social media. So we're looking to grow our business and our personal portfolio, and hopefully one day I have a lot of big plans. So
thank you so much, Courtney.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Unstoppable Woman Entrepreneur.
Thank you.
Want to get linked to a really good investment? Everyone knows you have to be at the right place at the right time. So here's the deal. Linqtos is that place. And when you sign up, you'll join an awesome community of investors with access to the world's leading private companies way before they go mainstream. Are you ready to get linked to? Our unicorns are waiting. Linqtos. Private investing made simple.
Glint has developed proprietary technology that enables everyone to buy gold. Gold that's stored in Brink's vaults, insured by Lloyd's of London. With Glint's app and debit card, peace of mind is just a few taps away. It's easy to protect your hard-earned savings, and there are no minimums, hidden fees, or financial advisors required. To learn how to safeguard your future, go to glintpay.com or download Glint from your favorite app store.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Secure. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Secure private data provides secure email, messaging, ways for businesses and individuals to communicate in a way that reduces your risk of being hacked. And with me is the CEO, Alon Giahi, to talk about what we may be facing here. We're heading into an election season. It's a very divided, country right now.
And heated.
And heated, very good, yeah. So, and we've got international players involved in things like that. So we can expect to see these attempts stepped up in the coming months, right?
Absolutely. You have, as I say, domestic and international interference. So international is the usual countries that we all know about.
Yeah.
You've got, Russia, who openly said they will hack any country that helps Ukraine.
Right.
So this is literally overtly open. And you have also China, which is always, hacking the U.S. on a daily basis, and also will try to manipulate some of the election. I mean, the best way to manipulate an economy and a political direction of a country is to manipulate social media and content of everyone, because we all use digital communications.
It's an information warfare.
It's an information war, a cyber war,
Yeah.
they call it. So that's going to happen. Domestically, you have the two political parties that are also, fighting each other. And, this is going to be a competition. Who is going to get the information of the other person? Because it's not just about saying you're good and you're bad. It's about taking information from your adversary and trying to find out what they're thinking so you can counteract those moves. It's like a chess play, but in a matter of a digital data.
Right. And I'm actually surprised we haven't suffered some kind of major financial system hack or power system hack.
Yeah.
You said, mean, really, it's credit to our IT people that they've been able to protect these systems as well as they have.
I have tremendous respect for people who work in that industry because it's like a thankless industry.
Yeah.
You know, when everything goes great, nobody says thank you. And when something goes wrong, they're the first one to get the burden of everybody and their frustration. So yes, IT has been good nationwide, obviously. We certainly can do a lot better, a lot more, because there's daily businesses and political parties and infrastructure, you know, power grid, processing plants, all of that, that in the past we have noticed have been affected. So we're not doing enough. We've got to keep doing more and put more money and more talent into those industries.
And let's talk about your email system, because that can reduce risks for this. So tell me about that.
So we're pretty excited because we're launching Secure Mail application. Our Secure Mail essentially has a tool called Secure Send. And up until now, you had to use webmail to use it, but it was never on an app. So if you have your email configured on your phone, it wouldn't have that feature. It would just be able to send a regular secure email. And if you send to somebody who has Gmail, for example, that content wouldn't be protected. Now, with our new app, you can send Secure Send. You don't have to configure anything. It's super easy. You just download it after you buy an account. So we're going to see probably an explosive growth in users and also a high retention. The way it works is that you can send an email to anybody in the world. They get an email from you with a link to click, and then they can read that email with unlimited attachments. So that's a great way to send a lot of attachment to someone without clogging their mailbox, and they can reply without having to buy our service. So you know, it doesn't need to be like everybody needs to have secure mail. So we're pretty excited. It's only $7 a month with 100 gig. And for businesses, you can also migrate your domain, and that's about $10 a month. So we're pretty excited about that.
Okay, thank you so much, Alon.
Thank you, Jen. Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Want to get linked to a really good investment? Everyone knows you have to be at the right place at the right time. So here's the deal. Linqtos is that place. And when you sign up, you'll join an awesome community of investors with access to the world's leading private companies way before they go mainstream. Are you ready to get linked to? Our unicorns are waiting. Linqtos. Private investing made simple.
Glint has developed proprietary technology that enables everyone to buy gold. Gold that's stored in Brink's vaults, insured by Lloyd's of London. With Glint's app and debit card, peace of mind is just a few taps away. It's easy to protect your hard-earned savings, and there are no minimums, hidden fees, or financial advisors required. To learn how to safeguard your future, go to glintpay.com or download Glint from your favorite app store.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Secure. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Welcome to Unstoppable Women Entrepreneurs. I'm Jane King, with me co-host Rhonda Swan, and we've also got Livia Caudell with us today, who's the CEO of Integrity Payment Processing, one of the exclusive companies that services multi-billion-dollar high-risk industries. So this includes like nutraceuticals, online gaming, crypto, CBD, cannabis. So welcome, Livia. Great to have you here.
Great to be here.
Talk a little bit more about what you're doing, the high-risk industries. Why did you choose that?
Yeah, well, so obviously in the payment processing industry, there's low risk, like, you know, the dentist or chiropractors, retail gas stations, restaurants. High risk is going to be more like online transactions and or just higher tickets, right? $2,500 all the way up to $10,000, some $25,000. So those are the higher risk spaces that I focus in. And I would say, you know, the difference between me and a lot of companies out there is, you know, they only have access to 1 or 2 banks, right? So when I'm boarding high-risk merchants, I'm not limited to just 1 or 2 banks. I have over 20 banks, both domestically and internationally. So for business owners that are high risk, it's very important that they have at least 3 to 5 different merchant accounts, because it's one of those situations, and I can't tell you how many horror stories I've heard where these high risk, you know, companies, they get set up on PayPal, PayPal shuts them down, their money gets held up. I mean, that's how we make our money in business, right, is by taking payments. So it's very, very crucial to know what you're doing and how to board these accounts, because high risk is just way more sensitive. The underwriters and the risk team, they need to know what your company does. The lines of communication have to really be there, and that's where I excel and why my clients come to me, because I just know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So I enjoy it. I find a lot of joy in doing what I do to help entrepreneurs.
I love it. You know, because that, can you imagine, you know, that can really damage a business if they get them shut down.
And it has,
So you focus a lot on also the cannabis industry. Why is it about merchant processing with these high risks? Why is that so important these days? Because a lot of companies, they can use cash, right? Like they've always.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously we're in a digital age. Even cryptocurrency and, you know, the U.S. digital dollar is being talked about rolling out. So being able to accept debit and credit cards, particularly in the cannabis space, is very important. We have just now really been able to take cards for cannabis dispensaries. And obviously here in New York, you know, this market is exploding. And really a lot of the different states are passing legislation. And these business owners, they need to have access to take cards, because cash and carrying a lot of cash can be like, it's very unsafe. And unfortunately, there's been cannabis dispensaries that have been robbed. So that's something I'm very passionate about as well, is helping these cannabis companies thrive, increase their bottom lines. Our data shows about a 26 to 30% increase in their bottom line by just taking cards.
Wow.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. So I'm very excited about that. I've been focusing, you know, mostly in the cannabis space for the last 2 years. And I can't tell you how many of my clients are just like, thank you so much.
Yeah, wow, you're bringing a lot of value to their business. Filling a need. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you talk about integrity, right? The name integrity is in your company's name.
Yeah.
Is that one of the values that you hold? Like, why did you call your company integrity-based processing?
Yeah, you know, that's obviously, I'm a conscious entrepreneur, and I love creating businesses that really make a difference for other people. And so where I found the most joy, well, I don't know if it was joy that I found in that moment, but in this particular industry, payment processing, there's a lot of like bait and switch tactics that happen. So not to give you the boring details, but there's 3 different pricing models. Tiered pricing being what I believe to be the most scrupulous and deceptive, because they give you these teaser rates. Oh, it's only 1.2%, but that's not including, you know, mid-qualified and non-qualified cards, and when you start adding up the percentages, you're paying way more than what you were told. So when I found that out and I started educating myself in this space long ago when I first started, I'm like, wow, I could really make a difference with business owners. So I personally use what's called interchange plus pricing. Fortune 500 companies, they all use this pricing model because it's the most transparent and honest pricing model when setting up a merchant account. And it's critical. Every penny counts, especially in today's economy. Hyperinflation, gas prices are through the roof. It's very important for business owners to save money, and I love being able to save them money, but also educate them on the different pricing models. It never ceases to amaze me how these CFOs, they honestly don't really know how to read their merchant statement. So I find a lot of joy in educating, you know, business owners how it works, how I'm going to save them money. I eliminate as many junk fees as possible, you know, so they can really thrive and grow their businesses. So I'm very passionate about it, as you can tell.
I'm sure they appreciate that, because that can really add up. Lydia, what would you say is the #1 industry that you're serving right now?
Cannabis. It's exploding, you know, and it's unfortunate because obviously they're trying to federally legalize cannabis, you know, and it didn't pass. But I think me and a lot of professionals in the cannabis space all agree that come the next election, hopefully we'll have, you know, legalization, which will make it more accessible for banking and payment services. But in the meantime, you know, that's obviously what gives me my opportunity to serve the cannabis industry. Is we have cannabis-friendly banking solutions, we have card payment solutions, and just really we custom tailor the solutions based on what the merchant's needs are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
Want to get linked to a really good investment? Everyone knows you have to be at the right place at the right time. So here's the deal. Linqtos is that place. And when you sign up, you'll join an awesome community of investors with access to the world's leading private companies way before they go mainstream. Are you ready to get linked to? Our unicorns are waiting. Linqtos. Private investing made simple.
Typically, investments in the next big thing are reserved for big institutional investors, people with a lot of money, but that could be changing. So I'm joined today by fintech gurus Joe Endoso, the Chief Operating Officer at Linqtos, and also Robin O'Connell, the Chief Revenue Officer at Uphold. And Joe and the team at Linqtos are democratizing private investment, so people can get a chance to get in early on some of these big companies. And you are one of the fintech companies that Linqtos is featuring. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And let's just start with what Uphold is. What is it that you do, Robin?
Sure. So Uphold is a multi-asset wallet and platform. And so basically any user can go on and they can purchase a variety of digital assets, from cryptocurrencies to fiat currencies to commodities to fractional equities. And the big thing is that you can go from anything to anything instantly.
Okay.
So it's this concept that we're moving into the world where there's more and more digital assets, you know, in the world of NFTs, in metaverses. This is all forming right now, and we're coming into a world where you need an easy way to go from one thing to another. We have a consumer business. We have about 8 million users globally. And we have a B2B business, which is what I run, where we basically are providing the plumbing for other companies who need a payments infrastructure for this new digital world.
Okay, and then you decided to offer them on your platform as well. So explain how that works. Like, how is the decision made, and then how can an investor invest in Uphold if they choose to do so?
I'll start off by saying that if you look today at what's on offer on the platform, Uphold is, in our opinion, one of the very best investments. One reason for that is that we were able to invest relatively early. So this is back in, I'd say, the second quarter of 2020, at a time when Robin's company, Uphold, probably had 1.5 million users. That compares to about 8 million today, and revenues that were less than 1/10 of what they are today.
Yeah.
So we've ridden that value curve up as that company has grown and has become increasingly profitable.
Yeah.
And we're really delighted. Why did we pick them? Number one, we're really high on the long-term prospects of the digital asset space. But it's a space that's populated by a lot of companies that, frankly, are great sort of marketing fronts, but don't have real solid underlying business fundamentals. Uphold, we felt, was very different because their digital wallet solution is real. It's actually so real that we selected it ourselves as our digital wallet partner. So we wanted a way for people that have assets in crypto to be able to transact on our platform and make private investments.
I see.
And so we partnered with these guys, Jane, so that they could do exactly that. So today you can take your Uphold wallet, link it to your Linqtos account, and use crypto, literally, to make investments on our platform in private equity.
Oh,
yeah.
It's it's a brand new model of like financial investing. So how have you been handling this market and staying resilient? Because it's been really tough. I mean, particularly for crypto, it's felt like there's been a bit of a washout. Yeah, go ahead, Robin.
So one thing that we did early on was we took a path of being fully regulated, and in the world of crypto, you basically have centralized solutions that you're running KYC, AML, transaction monitoring, like any fintech, right? And you need licenses in the United States. You need money transfer licenses. So it's a big deal. It's a huge, huge cost to get these licenses, to maintain it, and then to have a robust compliance program. Now, that sounds difficult, and it is. And then the other side of the house is sort of these DeFi solutions that it's a bit of the Wild West.
Yeah.
What's happening is, and just last week, the EEA came out with new regulation that said, look, the Wild West is no more. You need to, you're moving money, and it needs to be properly, monitored, so make sure there's no illicit activities, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of the fallout that we're seeing are sort of results of the Wild West, whereas we think we're really well positioned because there's a lot of great projects on the DeFi space, but they're going to need that regulated piece, which we offer. So back to the B2B story, and we have that regulated, licensed plumbing to allow these great companies or new projects and so forth to reach their goals.
Explain how people can get involved with Linqto and what kind of accreditation do they need to be able to invest in these companies?
They have to be an accredited investor in the U.S. if they want to participate. That means they have in the U.S. to have an annual income of more than $200,000 and or a net worth of at least $1 million, not counting the value of their home. Right? If you're overseas, you'll be subject to your home country requirements, which may be looser than in the States, or there may be none. There are countries around the world where anybody can invest in these assets, unlike in the States. So we're open to anybody in the world, and it's an online business, so you can come in, sign up, go through our customer onboarding process, which is very quick, set up your account, and once you're set up and you've basically qualified as an accredited investor, you can click and make investments. It's relatively easy and
well, and I
simple.
told you, I love the idea of kind of democratizing all of that and giving other people a chance to get involved in the next big thing, whatever it may be. So thank you so much, Joe and Robin, for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you, Jane.
Want to get linked to a really good investment? Everyone knows you have to be at the right place at the right time. So here's the deal. Linqto is that place. And when you sign up, you'll join an awesome community of investors with access to the world's leading private companies way before they go mainstream. Are you ready to get linked to? Our unicorns are waiting. Linqto. Private investing made simple.
Glint has developed proprietary technology that enables everyone to buy gold. Gold that's stored in Brink's vaults, insured by Lloyd's of London. With Glint's app and debit card, peace of mind is just a few taps away. It's easy to protect your hard-earned savings, and there are no minimums, hidden fees, or financial advisors required. To learn how to safeguard your future, go to glintpay.com or download Glint from your favorite app store.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Secure. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to New to the Street. I'm Anna Berry. Today, I'm speaking with Terry Lee Bennett, the operational manager for Blue Sparrow Token, a division of the crypto exchange Bluebit. Welcome, Terry.
Hi, Anna. Thanks for having me. It's very good to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to hear a little bit about Blue Sparrow. Tell us about the vision behind it.
Yeah, so this is where our passion comes in. So the vision behind Blue Sparrow was specifically to help people. The devs and the founder, Suzumi, they thought, how can we help people? You know, what's a good way to get as many things to as many people? So we thought charity and giveaways. So, you know, everyone likes to win prizes. So we actually pioneered a real world concept of sort of daily giveaways and developed that into the crypto world. So we've developed a draw system, which has never been done before in the crypto world. So it was very exciting for us to do that. And to be eligible to win the prizes, your crypto wallet number is essentially an entry ticket into our daily draws. And all you need to do is hold 250 tokens in a DeFi wallet, which at the moment is about $40. And then you're automatically entered into our daily giveaway draws every single day. There's 7 winners, and that means that per wallet, you've got 2,555 chances a year to win. So, and many people, they have multiple wallets and multiple chances of winning. And so far, we've given away over $600,000 to our holders in about 8 months since we launched, which is amazing. It's such a nice thing to do, you know, to our holders. And Suzumi, the founder, his mission is basically to change the way people see the crypto market. And, you know, by giving these hope to people every single day, you know, we have lots of people from many parts of the world that maybe don't earn a lot of money. So this is a way for them, you know, to boost their salaries and things. And this is what leads me on to my next point, actually. You know, everyone talks about hodling and diamond handing, but no one is really rewarded for doing that unless the market's on a bull run. So with Blue Sparrow, you know, our holders are actually winning every day, no matter whether the market's up or down. We have that competition. So it's really exciting. And the way that we do that, the way that that is actually possible is with our tokenomics. So we have a 1% like tax, like a fee that's charged. It's like the new thing now in crypto. And that 1% comes back around to the holders in one way or the other. So 0.2% goes to the draw fund. So that gets delivered back to the holders. Then there's 0.4 that goes to rewards and a burn mechanism. And finally, the last 0.4% goes to charity and marketing.
Wow.
So it's very exciting.
This does seem like a revolutionary technology that you have there with a heart and a soul. I like that a lot. So let's go into that. Tell me about your charity wallet fund. How's that been used so far?
Yeah, so this is one thing that's very close to my heart. So 0.4% goes to that charity and marketing fund. So then we take the fraction out of that for the marketing and charity. This means that every time anyone buys or sells Blue Sparrow, they are directly contributing to our charity projects. Suzumi, our founder, he has added another 60,000 on top of that, which we've actually used to build 2 schools, one in Kenya, in Africa, in the Masai Mara region, which, you know, there's no electricity or home comforts that we're used to there. I've been there myself. I've met our charity leaders. It's a completely different world. And our second school is in the Middle East. And we built this school from the ground up, essentially. So I spoke to Izo and his wife over in Kenya. They're our charity leaders. They gathered the volunteers. They bought all the materials with the money. And the Blue Sparrow School is now up. And we're so proud of that, you know. But then we had the issue where, and I know this from firsthand as I went there, the duties of the girls there is to collect clean water. So it takes all day for these girls to find clean water. So we decided to actually build a water tower so that they can get the water quickly, have free running water, and then they can go to school. So yeah, we're really happy that the children actually enrolled in their new term in April just gone. They blessed their hearts. They painted us lots of drawings and paintings to say thank you. And it's something that everyone that's been part of Blue Sparrow, you know, they all can be very proud of this. And one last thing actually about that as well, which I also find very close to my heart, is the women from these tribes. They came to our charity leaders and said, you know, no leader or politician has actually been able to achieve such a development in such a short amount of time. And for us, this is just the beginning of our goals ahead for the charity.
Wow, this really is fascinating. It shows what the power of a group of people coming together and creating this technology and giving it forward to others. I see a documentary in the making with this as well, Terry.
Yeah, I know. I would love to do that. And any chance for me to go back and visit them. Like, honestly, I want to try and get back there this year. There's a huge Blue Sparrow painting on the back of the classroom. So, and it's wonderful. I think the children, I hope, will start to think about crypto in something that maybe they've never thought of, and now they are, which is fabulous.
Exactly. And hopefully we can all start thinking about crypto in a different way like this, giving back. So talk to me about your centralized exchange. You recently launched Bluebit. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so this was a fantastic announcement that we launched. So we announced it in the start of the year, and then we actually launched it in March, just gone. So it's called Bluebit Io. It's a very powerful trading centralized exchange that offers trading on all levels, beginner or otherwise. There's many crypto exchanges in the market. However, we don't just offer crypto, we offer gold, other precious metals, oil, gas, forex trading. And the reason we can offer all this is because we've actually partnered with the world-renowned MetaTrader, MT5, which basically means when you make an account with Bluebit, you can get direct access to the entire financial market. We've got 700 instruments across 7 asset classes. Very easy registration. We've got now just launched an iOS trading app in the App Store. So you can keep an eye on your wallet and your trades on the go, which was very good. Apple can be quite difficult to get an app out. So that was something that we were very proud of as well. And then we've got a profit share program. So for anyone that wants to introduce any of their friends or family members or business partners that you introduce to Bluebit, you will actually receive 20% of all of their successful trades. So maybe you're not a trader, but your friends or family are, you can send them a link, your QR code link, and that you're going to benefit from their trading, which is fabulous. And then lastly, on the Bluebit exchange, when you actually buy Blue Sparrow, you are literally holding the official native token to a centralized exchange. And, as we all know, they tend to do extremely well. It is the Blue Sparrow to Bluebit is what BNB is to Binance. So that's this is just very on the more early stage of it. So it's a great entry point, we believe.
Right. I can see that. You guys do have a great presence out there. Well, thank you so much for joining us on New to the Street. And we look forward to you coming back again and giving us these meaningful updates.
Thank you so much, Anna. It's been a pleasure.
All right. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
Want to get linked to a really good investment? Everyone knows you have to be at the right place at the right time. So here's the deal. Linqtos is that place. And when you sign up, you'll join an awesome community of investors with access to the world's leading private companies way before they go mainstream. Are you ready to get linked to? Our unicorns are waiting. Linqtos. Private investing made simple.
Glent has developed proprietary technology that enables everyone to buy gold. Gold that's stored in Brink's vaults, insured by Lloyd's of London. With Glent's app and debit card, peace of mind is just a few taps away. It's easy to protect your hard-earned savings, and there are no minimums, hidden fees, or financial advisors required. To learn how to safeguard your future, go to glentpay.com or download Glent from your favorite app store.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Secure. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Welcome, everybody, to your Secure Privacy and Security segment. I'm Anna Berry with Elaine Guy, the CEO of Secure Private Data. Welcome, Elaine.
Hi, Anna, and I know it's going to be aired later, but happy July 4th to all citizens of the U.S. And I want to say something that a shareholder of mine just texted me. He was reading George Washington's biography, and he did say something interesting, because he did say that it's kind of like he wishes a lot more people would recognize it, because I did wish him happy July 4th. He said, if not, we went to Europe, we went to Asia, and where would Asia be or Europe? And yes, it's even if it was for economic gain, the U.S. became more powerful, but they did go and fight in Europe, even if it was for purely economic gain down the road and, whatever. They did save Europe from the criminals. And in Asia, there was a Japanese, invading half of Asia. That's a whole other thing. But me as a European, I want to say thank you, because the U.S. did come and fight, and we do appreciate it. My grandfather was fighting in the resistance, and most of my grandmother's family got wiped out in the camps. So I'm very happy that the U.S. came to saving the Europe. And even though a lot of people say, yeah, but it was economic gain, somebody still went and gave their lives. So I have a lot of respect for that. So happy July 4th to everyone and anybody who believes in, Europe being freed by the U.S. So I want to stress that Europeans need to understand that as well. So, and I do want to recognize Happy Canada Day, July 1st. It is their Independence Day, and, because we're trading in Canada and U.S. But definitely July 4th, very happy. A lot of Canadians fought in Europe too. A lot of people gave their lives. So to those two countries, I say thank you.
Thank you for that. Yes, going back to the principles of our founding fathers in all parts of the world are really important, especially here in the U.S. We appreciate that. It's a good time to go back into history and see what didn't work, so we can pave the way for our children, our grandchildren, so we can get our countries back in alignment. Anyway, let's talk about Europe. There's some Ukrainian criminals. They created more than 400 phishing links to obtain bank cards, data of citizens. So these were coming in the form of what they're called rogue landing pages, SMS phishing, which is smishing, spam emails, direct messages. There's so many ways to get these links out to the citizens. And then what do? Do you click on it? How do you spot this potential data threat? And what can we do to keep our data private and secure, Elaine?
Yes, I'm going to address two things. First of all, that criminal act, and then in general, when you get a phishing email. So first of all, I think people forgot lately, because of the war and a lot of sympathy towards Ukraine, that some of the biggest criminals in cyber world are from Ukraine. In this case, they literally took the money of their own citizen who are fighting a war and starving and whatnot. There was the equivalent of about $3.5 million US, which is over there, it's like having $50 million, 100 million hryvnia, which is their currency, from thousands and thousands of their own citizens. That money, I want to stress sometime that when we donate to causes, we don't understand the whole circuit of what happens. In many countries, that money doesn't get to the citizen, doesn't get to the organization and to the kid who needs food. So in this case, we're donating money over there, and these criminals who have been in power before, during, and will be after, they are literally siphoning all the cash that we send over there for their own good. So that's regarding that particular incident. It's unfortunate that they treat their own citizens like that, but that should tell you something about these cyber hack criminal organizations. Ukraine is always on the top 2-3 countries in the world of cyber hackers. The war is not going to change anything. Now, in general, when you get emails about donate for this, donate for that, I donate to cancer organization, but I know the organization. I can go to their website, and it's in Canada, and it's legit. When I get these emails, first of all, you need to see where it comes from. You need to check on when you get the name, make sure you hover around to see even the email address, is it even legit or not. And then I would recommend, at least for now, when there's so much cyber hacking and phishing, if you want to donate money to somebody who's hungry, I would start with somebody in the U.S. There's a lot of people who need help in the U.S., and I would recommend donate first in your own citizen, right? Because you know the organization, you can call them, you can verify. If you get an email from someone supposedly from the U.S., you can definitely call that number and verify if they are running like a fundathon or whatever it is. And I would recommend first donate to your own citizen, your own country. There's plenty of people who need food. and shelter in America. And then you can worry about the other countries. And if so, only donate to reputable organization where you can double verify. Because these criminals are relentless. When they steal from their own people who are literally in, being bombarded. And I'm not going to talk about the war or anything like that, but these are people that need help regardless. They're defenseless. Their own people are taking all their life savings.
It's such a good point, Elaine, too. I mean, it's go to your local organization, go to your local homeless shelter, go to your local food bank, go to places where you know and trust. And the best form of giving back, in my opinion, is actual service of your time, your body, your energy, going out there, helping the people, feeding the people. Because you're right, we never know. We click a link and we never know if that money's going to ever get there. So when it comes to getting these links, I mean, this is a new term, smishing, right? I mean, they come through your text messages. I get them all the time.
You get
Emails,
SMS and email. So SMS is easy because we don't think. We are very reactionary type of creatures. And at this point, we get so many that you just don't want to think, you click, right? So you got to be very careful. The best thing you can do is use your brain, which is the most sophisticated computer in the world that God created. And basically, think first, like, wait a minute, what's this link for? Because your phone number is a commodity. Everybody can buy everybody else's phone number list. And then you get this massive SMS. And, it's a statistic thing. It's like a numbers game for hackers, wherever they come from. So I would be careful. First of all, a real organization, like, I don't know, Cancer Society and these guys, they're not going to just email you a blast. They typically, you get maybe an email, you get a phone call, and even those phone calls, I would be wary. So if you get an email, check the address, check where it came from, and then also double verify. If it's an organization that's in the US, call them and say, hey, I got this email from you guys. Are you guys raising money? And if so, then you need to go to a website with a secure link from the organization. So you're going to be very diligent, because now we're living through financial crisis, right? There's inflation, there's a lot of uncertainty, and people are relentless to get cash, right? Whether it's crypto or real dollars.
Right. Let's tie in some of the secure services you have. So when it does come to sharing your important data, how can your services help with keeping our data private?
Well, we have Secure, which is a bundle of our email, Secure Mail, and Secure Messenger. I would recommend any individual, and especially businesses, to buy the Secure Mail product or the combo. Essentially, our email has the Secure Send feature, which now we have the app that you can download. It's just being tweaked out a little bit. If you buy Secure Mail, you can download the Secure Mail application on iOS or Android, or use it via the web if you don't want to use Android, Google Play or whatever. But basically, you can email someone a highly secure encrypted email. The recipient can click on that link, and you can even time limit, and then it can secure reply. So if you receive something like secure send from Alain, that's legitimate. And then I can click and I can secure reply even if I don't have it. So if you communicate with others, clients, partners, etc., coworker, use that, because that email can't be sniffed by these hackers. And then also don't use these free applications like, I'm going to say these WhatsApp, Signal, all of those have basically your phone number is given away. They're free. And even if they're still not secure and private. I would recommend you Secure Messenger, and you can text someone to chat with you if they don't have it. And you have full control, and it's private, and the info stays in Switzerland. It's very cheap. The bundle costs $10 a month. It's actually, you get 17% off if you buy yearly. And if you use the promo code SECURE15, you get 15% off from us as well. It's probably the only messenger and email service out there that is not using big tech platform, that doesn't data mine you. And our own employees can't just have access like that. We have a culture of privacy. So I would recommend highly to have that, aside from your regular free email that you can use for junk and things like that.
Well, there you have it. It's a slow lifestyle shift, right? Learning about all these hacks going on out there around the world, but it's not out there. It could happen to you. We are all vulnerable for it. So thank you for providing this information and these services so we can keep our data private and secure. Thanks for joining us again, Alain.
Thanks, Anna, and thanks everyone for watching.
Real heroes.
Real conflict.
Real threats.
Real heart.
Now there's a place America gets its news.
Newsmax. We're real news for real people.
Millions are turning off the old channels
and switching to Newsmax, the fastest growing cable news channel in America.
No agenda,
no spin,
just the facts.
Millions watch us, so can you.
Newsmax. We are real news for real people.
Can the daily recommended servings of fruits and vegetables fit into just 6 capsules? Yes! We start by sourcing the best vine-ripened fruits and vegetables. We ensure they are picked at peak ripeness. All of our produce is third-party tested for pesticides, heavy metals, bad bacteria, and nutrients. They are then washed, cut, and put through an advanced vacuum cold process which removes the water using pressure. This maximizes the nutritional value while preserving the color, smell, and taste of the fruit or vegetable. The freeze-dried food is then ground into a fine powder without adding any additives, fillers, or extracts. These powdered foods are then mixed in our proprietary blends and encapsulated, locking out air and moisture. The capsules are then bottled and shipped directly to our customers. Balance of Nature is now offered.
chance. And we have great candidates, diverse candidates from all walks of life and backgrounds that are ready to lead. We see that in people like Mayra Flores, who just won her special election. And there's so many others that are going to be ready to lead. And that's what people are looking for. They're looking for action, and they're not getting action or solutions from the Democrats.
Yeah, you're so right. They had over a year of inaction. This administration hasn't been able to get anything done. They just complain about it instead of rising to the occasion. Paris Denard, it's good to see you this evening. Thanks for being with us.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Well, coming up, Russian President Vladimir Putin is in Iran, where he is looking to create a new anti-West alliance with Iran. Florida Congressman Brian Mast joins us to discuss next.
These folks don't have time to go to the post office. They use Stamps.com. All the services of the post office, only cheaper. Get a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com/TV and never go to the post office again.
Can the daily recommended servings of fruits and vegetables fit into just 6 capsules? Yes! We start by sourcing the best vine-ripened fruits and vegetables. We ensure they are picked at peak ripeness. All of our produce is third-party tested for pesticides, heavy metals, bad bacteria, and nutrients. They are then washed, cut, and put through an advanced vacuum cold process which removes the water using pressure. This maximizes the nutritional value while preserving the color, smell, and taste of the fruit or vegetable. The freeze-dried food is then ground into a fine powder without adding any additives, fillers, or extracts. These powdered foods are then mixed in our proprietary blends and encapsulated, locking out air and moisture. The capsules are then bottled and shipped directly to our customers. Balance of Nature is now offering 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code Newsmax.
Power outages are unpredictable, inconvenient, and disruptive to your life, posing a real threat to your comfort and safety. When the power goes out, you have no lights, no refrigeration, no heating or air conditioning. Your well or sump pump won't work. Your modern daily electronics are rendered useless. And what if the power's out for days or weeks? Are you prepared? You can be with a Generac home standby generator.
With the Generac, it powers our well, our refrigerator, and my CPAP machine, which are all things that we need to survive on a day-to-day basis.
When a power outage occurs, your Generac home standby generator automatically powers up, so your life goes on without disruption. You and your family are comfortable, safe, and secure. Generac generators run on your home's existing natural gas or propane, and Generac's Mobile Link remote monitoring system keeps you posted on operating status, maintenance updates, and more. Generac generators are designed, engineered, and purpose-built in the USA. Generac is the #1 manufacturer of home standby generators in the world. 8 out of 10 home generators are Generac, with thousands of satisfied customers.
We chose Generac because we see them everywhere. After the hurricane, I looked at my wife and said, thank God we have a Generac. We were safe.
Prices start at just $19.99, and owning a generator is easier than ever. Special financing is available with low monthly payment options. Act now, and you will also receive a free 7-year warranty valued at $695. Call or go online now to request your free quote with one of Generac's 8,000 nationwide dealers. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation to buy. Call or go online now so the next time there's a power outage, your home powers up. Power your life with Generac. Call or go online to request your free quote today.
The more pain we are all experiencing from the high price of gas, the more benefit there is for those who can access electric vehicles.
So simple. That was Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg earlier defending President Biden's Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act during a House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee hearing today. The legislation is meant to modernize our roads, bridges, airports, and more. And the administration says the bill will create good-paying union jobs without raising taxes on everyday Americans. All right, well, our next guest was at today's hearing. Joining us now is Florida Congressman Brian Mast. Congressman, welcome back to the show. So, every day, I feel like I hear a Democrat saying how easy it is to transition to electric car. Everyone can get one. But they don't talk about the fact that people are paying ridiculous prices right now for inflation and other ways, taking money out of savings. Not everyone could just throw money at an expensive new electric car. And not to mention that getting a new battery costs almost as much as a new used car or a used car. And the maintenance on these things, they don't want to talk about any of that. They just say, oh, yeah, go buy an electric car like it's nothing.
It's not just can you, it's also do you want to? Maybe you're happy with your vehicle from 2011, or you like having an internal combustion engine, or you're in the trucking industry and it's not going to work to go out there and have that as part of your fleet, or the list goes on and on. There's a host of reasons for why we as Americans like to have the ability to choose those things in our lives and should have the ability to choose those things in our lives. But as we see basically mocked by the administration, well, it's in their best interest that people feel pain at the pump so that they can do what the administration wants to mandate them to do. They'll laugh at you about it now.
You're on the Foreign Affairs Committee. I do want to switch gears with you to Iran. Biden has been trying to get back into this Obama-era Iran nuclear deal for quite some time. The negotiations have failed. Just today, Iran came out saying that they now have the technical capability to build a nuclear weapon. So all this negotiation time, they've been working hastily. Just for a moment, I want you to talk to our viewers about why we should not want Iran to have a nuclear weapon.
So number one, look at who Iran is. Number one state sponsor of terror. That gets thrown around often. Let's paint that into what that really looks like. The amount of U.S. service members that they were working to specifically kill in places like Iraq and Afghanistan, the weapons system that they were moving into Iraq and Afghanistan on a regular basis to wage a proxy war essentially against the United States of America. Their calls to destroy America, their calls to destroy our allies like Israel. That is the player that we are talking about, and giving them, not giving them, but allowing that capability for them to have the most powerful weapon on the face of the earth. It shouldn't make sense to anybody. I think you can look at it and you could say, you wouldn't allow or create a capability to say, sell a firearm to somebody that's threatening to shoot. That wouldn't make sense to anybody, and it wouldn't make sense with Iran either. Let's allow them to create a weapon when they're claiming that they want to use those weapons on us in Israel. It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, speaking of them, so Russian President Vladimir Putin actually traveled to Iran today, which they have just committed to providing Russia with hundreds of combat drones for their war in Ukraine. So they want to help fuel this war. Russia, as you know well, has helped monitor the Iran nuclear deal under Obama. They helped go in to the country, monitor what was happening at their plants. And they also did some of the negotiations under the Biden administration because Iran wouldn't talk to us. Are you concerned that this alliance is strengthening, and in turn, Russia might turn back around and say, oh, actually, we're going to help you create an atomic weapon?
Without question. So there wasn't a question with Iran nuclear deal number one that it didn't bring United States and Iran closer together in any kind of strategic or meaningful way for the United States of America. Counter to that, it brought Iran and Russia closer together. Russia became the largest purchaser of Iran's fissile material with the first Iran nuclear deal. And now in this situation where the United States of America and much of the globe is in a far worse negotiating situation than what they were back in 2014 with the first Iran nuclear deal, to have that player, Russia, in the midst of the Ukraine war, being a part of the negotiating table on behalf of the United States of America, just blows your mind. It doesn't make sense to any of us that try to look at tactic and strategy on behalf of the U.S. It's really beyond the pale. And it's just another example of what we've seen as a continuation of Afghanistan, where the globe is looking at this and saying, this is the Biden administration's actions. The administration shouldn't be trusted on these things, is checked out on these things, is negotiating with non-traditional allies of the United States of America that are sworn enemies of our traditional allies. He's turning his back on us. And that's what our allies see playing out.
Yeah, and they're not afraid of this administration is something else we're seeing, which is very concerning. I do want to say President Biden obviously just got back from his Mideast trip, where he actually said that the U.S. is prepared to use force to stop Iran from amassing a nuclear weapon. What would that actually look like for the U.S. to respond in force? So fear is one of the most important terms that you could use when talking about this debate, because you go back to one of the original architects of the Iran nuclear deal, Wendy Sherman, and who's now also, a senior level of State Department. And you can look at quote after quote from her talking about one of the most important things that they did back with the first Iran deal was that they had to convince Iran that if they got a nuclear weapon, that the U.S. would destroy it in a Fordow facility or any other place. They had to know that the U.S. would do it. And that's what allowed them to create what they considered to be a successful deal. There is nobody on the face of this earth that believes that the Biden administration would go into Tehran or Fordow or anywhere else and destroy Iran nuclear infrastructure. And so what the administration was claiming before was key to negotiations absolutely does not exist today. And that's why that term fear is so important. They don't have any fear of the Biden administration. Only have 30 seconds, but what should the administration be doing?
The administration,
as it pertains to Iran.
As it pertains to Iran, they need to find a way to be strong, which is not easy after their actions over the last couple of years. They need to be supporting our friend and ally Israel, making sure that Israel has the weapons that they can use because we know that Israel will, in fact, follow through on destroying Iranian nuclear weapons. So I think that's one of the big keys in this whole process, if you want to convince Iran that we're serious about not letting them have that. And then, it's probably part of the conversation that he had with Saudi Arabia as well when he was over there, is what is going to be your reaction if if Iran gets a nuclear weapon? And they probably told President Biden they were going to seek one as well, and he needs to stand up against those other people in the Middle East likewise.
A yes or no for you? Were you pleased with the president's trip to the Middle East?
No.
Okay. All right. Congressman Brian Mast, all the time we have for you tonight. Good to see you.
All right. Take care.
Well, coming up, ranking Biden's replacement. We'll be doing it. Things are getting so bad for President Biden that he's lost the mainstream media. Our company's going to join us next. Don't go away.
News breaks every minute, every day. You need the app, the Newsmax app. Find it free on your smartphone store. Then watch us anytime, anywhere.
Get new floors during Empire Today's gigantic 75% off sale. That's carpet, hardwood, vinyl, and laminate. 75% off. Empire makes getting beautiful new floors easy. See samples in your home. Get a free estimate and have your floors professionally installed. Update your floors with Empire and get 75% off carpet, hardwood, vinyl, and laminate. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. Larry Elder here again for Relief Factor, a 100% drug-free supplement created by doctors to help people struggling with pain. Can 100% drug-free Relief Factor really help our own bodies prevent and even eliminate inflammation? I hear from very happy people every day who are no longer skeptical.
I first ordered Relief Factor because I was having a lot of pain in my left hand and my right knee, to the point where I wasn't able to play golf anymore. My daughter and son-in-law were coming down from Minnesota for Christmas, and I started taking it, I think, around December 10th, and in 2 days I could hold a club and I was able to play golf with them. So, wonderful. I've become a believer.
I was skeptical at first, too, but now tens of thousands who've ordered the 3-week Quick Start at the discounted rate of just $19.95, well, they aren't skeptical any longer. Now they're believers, like I am, which is why I take Relief Factor every day. Just go to ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF.
America is on its way to becoming the world's clean energy superpower, and silver is about to replace oil. Clean energy technology is reliant on silver, and believe it or not, we don't have enough silver to cover America's energy requirements, let alone the world's.
So is silver really expensive then?
It's not. Start with Noble Gold's Gold and Silver Investment Guide. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com.
After I got out of the Marine Corps, coming back home,